Peanut the squirrel, viral sensation. Fans, you know how it is with people with pets on the internet. Social media embraced it. It's not the only guy. You see squirrels, raccoons, all kinds of stuff, right? Now its owner, Mark Longo, is going through something we're not used to. He took in Peanut 7 years ago, found him injured on the streets of New York City, shared their journey together on the internet ever since. They really had quite the relationship. It was really, really cute to watch. Then the government gets involved. New York State's Department of Environmental Conservation, DEC, raided his home and took the squirrel and this pet raccoon that he has. Now remember, he didn't just find these things. They said, well, he was potentially exposed to rabies. He had the squirrel for 7 years. Does it look like it has rabies? And then the squirrel bit one of the investigators. So that's what they say in their statement about why this happened. They then kill the squirrel and the raccoon because that's how they test for rabies. Why was this necessary? Mark Longo, the man in the video who just lost the squirrel, joins us now. This sucks. How are you taking it?
Mr. Cuomo, I just want to say thank you so much for inviting me on the show. What happened today and what transpired throughout this week has been nothing short of a tragedy and a disgrace to the New York State. 2 days ago, 10 to 15 DEC officers raided my home for a raccoon and a squirrel. We used resources from this state to kill a squirrel and raccoon and raid my house as if I was a drug dealer. We have resources to kill a raccoon and a squirrel, but we can't fix the major bridges down the street.
Who do you think dimed you out on this? Who do you think, Mark, like they said for rabies? I mean, I looked up when I heard about this, I had seen your videos, by the way. My senior producer, Jonathan, called me about it, but I had seen it. People loved it. I mean, it's one of the good things about social media. I mean, you did a great job with this animal. So I look up rabies, and they're pretty severe symptoms and demonstrations of behavior. Couldn't they have just observed the squirrel and the raccoon and said, well, they don't look rabid? And who told them that they might be rabid?
Sir, there's a quarantine period that is supposed to be happening. We did not hear from the DEC. We didn't even get a statement from the DEC. We heard it from another news station that they killed Peanut. Since they left my house, not a single DEC employee or state official even called me to tell me what happened. They came into my house. They even asked my wife for immigration status. They asked me if I had cameras in my house. They got local sheriffs to approve this. The DA approved this. They had a criminal judge sign a search warrant to come and take these animals. The woman who claimed, or the member who claimed to get bitten, everybody around here wore gloves. These are professionals who deal with animals on a daily basis, and you're going to tell me you got bit by a squirrel? None of this transpired. This was somebody out to get me. We moved to a small town to start a nonprofit animal rescue called Peanut's Freedom Farm. We understood that this internet sensation was a wave, and we wanted to turn it into something great, so we moved to New York from Connecticut. We moved here last April, and we started a nonprofit and have rescued over 300 animals, all in the name of Peanut. Peanut is the center of our organization. I used his social media to gather the funding to continue to help animals. And the DEC comes in here. They wouldn't even allow me to feed my horses who have been coming from neglected cases. They spent 5 hours taking apart my house for a squirrel and a raccoon. So I need an explanation as to why this state can find the funding to bring this many people to my house to destroy my life, but we can't fix major issues that we're having in this state.
Listen, I get it, but I don't think you need the alternative argument, to be honest, about like what we're not doing. This is just a really messed up thing. And I know it's a squirrel, but this is a squirrel the way I have dogs, as far as you're concerned. Now, I get it. Maybe the law doesn't treat them the same way. That goes to the second point, which is this what we needed to do? Look, here's what I can do. Mark, I give you an open channel of communication. You let me know. I mean, we can't bring Peanut back, not to,
Absolutely.
trivialize it, but they did what they did.
Right.
And you're going to want to raise money, and I'll help you do that too on my own personally. That's not what NewsNation does. But I'm really, you're a sweetheart. And what you and your wife are trying to do is great. And maybe. Hey, thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget, click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.